It was 1993. One really good Turtles movie and another okay Turtles movie had come out. No doubt that both had made a huge impact on pop culture and just the world in general. A third movie was inevitable, and so it was Ninja Turtles 3, the final installment in the original 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy. Some know it as Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time, but back in the day, we only knew it as Ninja Turtles 3. In my opinion, this movie really did the Turtles in. That was it. The party was over. Although, looking back on this film, it's incredibly nostalgic and at least enjoyable for that reason. Rewatching the movie in preparation for this video, which I had not done in a long time, there were genuine moments where I literally laughed out loud. Although there are some moments where I'm like, what the hell?
Very clever. Missed me.
But this movie is not as bad as I remember. I think the worst thing about it is the fact that they went with the All Effects company for the animatronics rather than the Jim Henson Creature Shop.
Oh no!
How the hell do they look like that? What's wrong with them?
You can definitely tell that the actors inside the suits move a lot easier. They're doing a whole bunch of new moves that we really didn't see in the first two movies. But the look of the Turtles just looked so much different in the original two movies that it really, at least from my point of view, turned off a lot of people when they saw the Turtles in this third movie. And in turn, I feel like just left a bad taste in people's mouth when it comes to this movie. So when looking back, it's easy to say, wow, that movie is terrible. And don't get me wrong, it's no masterpiece, but I can only wonder how this movie would have been received if the Turtles looked like they looked like in the first or even second movie, but with everything else left the same in this movie. I wonder how that would have turned out. I bet this movie would look a lot less like a blemish on the original trilogy and just be more like the one that's not as good as the others. But with all that said, this movie is littered with a ton of memorable moments, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I was debating doing top 10 worst moments, top 10 best moments, but I think we're just going to stick with top 10 most memorable moments, either good or bad. We're just going to mix it all up. And stay till the end of the video as we're going to do a bonus round of sorts at the end. But let's get started with the 10 most memorable moments in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3.
Walker, you're alive. Yes, I'd say that was a fair assumption.
Walker. All the moments with Walker have stuck with me over the years. When watching his performance, at least in my opinion, he seems to be a couple levels above the other actors. He just seems to bring something a little extra. This movie's general tone is pretty cheesy, pretty corny, but I don't know, for some reason, besides his death at the end, which we'll talk about, he seems separated from all this, like he's actually taking this role seriously, and he's a pretty cool villain, but in a bad movie. I don't think he's ever made a reappearance as a villain in different incarnations of the Turtles, so I think this was the only one, but at least he got an action figure. Let's take a look at the next one.
And go ahead, witch. Shrink me.
Big mistake, dude.
It's always nice to see Leonardo in a sword fight, and come to think about it, I don't think we got too many sword duels with Leonardo in the original trilogy, so this one in Turtles 3 was always very memorable to me. But the most memorable part about it has to be the part at the end where he cuts off Lord Noriaga's hair. It's one of those scenes that I remember clear as day watching when I was younger, and for the life of me I have no idea why it sticks around with you, but it's no doubt that it's one of the most memorable parts of this movie, regardless of how silly and corny it is. Let's check out the next one.
It's Wet Willy time, Mo. What'em?
Wet Willy time. We all remember it. I didn't even know what a Wet Willy was when I was a kid until I saw this movie. And although the moment is one of the most memorable moments of the movie, the character it's happening to, Niles, is also one of the most memorable characters of the movie. He is the butt of a lot of the jokes that are probably the more funnier jokes in this movie.
I just keep birds now.
Little finches.
Shut up, Niles.
What's going on, Captain?
Ignorant, superstitious fools. We was just wondering.
Damn you, moronic toad.
I'll save you, Captain.
Hi there.
You see me?
Niles, what a legend. Taking all those hits on the chin and still coming back for more. An incredibly memorable part about this movie, whether you liked it, whether you didn't. It's no doubt that the character of Niles is one of those things that you remember.
Niles! Come on, lad!
Hey, guys! How's it going?
Fine.
The presence of April O'Neil in this movie is like a breath of fresh air, because although the turtles don't look the way they looked like in the previous movies, at least there's April there to kind of connect this movie at least to Secret of the Ooze. It seems like she has a little bit more to do in this movie than Secret of the Ooze, and it works for the most part. The part where her Walkman starts playing music and all the guards start chopping it up with their swords was always super memorable to me.
Step back, dudes! I just brought us some heavy artillery!
Casey Jones brings a similar aspect to this movie that April does. It's just a familiar face that helps me feel invested with this movie since we've seen these characters in previous installments. Although I don't know what they did with his hair. His hair looks way different than it did in the first movie. I don't know if it's like a wig or something, because later on in the movie where the same actor plays a different character, that character has shorter hair, so I wonder if they just had him wear a wig for when he played Casey Jones. But regardless to this weird change to Casey's hair, which I know is a weird thing to point out, but I don't know why, it bugs me. He does bring a bunch of cool moments to this movie in the B plot of the movie, where Splinter, Casey Jones, and the honor guards are back at the lair waiting for the turtles. And I think I've said it before, but it was always weird to me to see this version of Casey with this version of April. Since the last time we saw this version of Casey Jones, April was played by a different actress. I don't know why. It always felt like he was cheating on the other April for some reason.
Okay, guys. Let's play a little hockey. Huh?
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
The next one's really quick and a very small moment, but super memorable. It's that line you just heard there of Donnie saying, "Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up," which at the time as a kid, I always thought they were referring to that Life Call commercial where the old lady falls down.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Well, ain't that some
I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for when it goes to that line. But yeah, that line was super memorable. Everyone everywhere on the playground used to say that all the time, at least where I was at. A small moment, but incredibly memorable. That's number 6. Let's take a look at number 7.
Did you really think I'd make it that easy, you nasty little reptiles?
Now this one I have seen talked about all over the web, so I'll keep it short. It's when Walker dies at the end. He falls off the side of the wall and into the water, but when it's time for his body to hit, he just disappears. There's no splash or anything. There's the sound effect of a splash, but he's just gone. What a weird climax to a movie.
Where the hell did he go?
See? See? Yoshi!
Leonardo and Michelangelo saving Yoshi has a bunch of memorable moments. Mikey rushing into the fire to go in and get Yoshi, but before he goes in, he dunks a big piece of cloth into a bucket of water and throws it over his head before he goes in, which as a kid I thought was the coolest thing. At least back then, that was something I would have never thought of, but after seeing that, even to this day, I have that in the back of my mind in case I ever have to escape a fire or anything. Funny how old little things like that from movies stick with you. There's also Leonardo giving Yoshi CPR after Michelangelo pulls him out, and all the townsfolk think he's casting a spell on him or something. But yeah, this whole sequence has stuck with me over the years and makes it in the top 3.
Hey, you were expecting maybe the Addams Family?
Good one.
After an entire movie of watching the turtles bumble about in their honor guard gear that looks way too clunky on them, this, what I call the Addams Family fight, shows the turtles back off in their regular look. There's little moments in this part that really make me laugh, like Leo's reaction to Donatello telling off Lord Noriega.
Give us the scepter back and we'll get out of here.
Plus other little moments like the Addams Family line really spice up the scene and make it very unforgettable.
Good job, turtles! Yes. Leo, high foot! Hey!
The opening to this film is super memorable. Sure, the turtles looked a little different, but back in the day when you watched this for the first time, you weren't really sure what you were getting into. All you knew is that the turtles were back, and they looked more agile. They were jumping and kicking and doing all this sort of stuff, and it's all displayed in this opening scene. And sure, it all falls apart when Raph irrationally throws his sigh through the speaker for no reason at all. I think he was mad because nobody knows they're alive down there.
For what? Nobody appreciates us. Nobody sees us. Nobody even knows we're alive down here!
But still, it's no doubt that when I rewatch this movie, this opening shot still makes me feel a bit hyped, even though I know that the rest of the movie goes downhill from here. But that's it. Those are the top 10 most memorable moments in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3. Now, if you remember, I said at the beginning there's going to be like a bonus thing here at the end. We're going to take a look back, as I've also covered parts 1 and 2. So let's take a look back and do a recap of all 30 most memorable scenes real quick in the original 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy.
And then, one day, I came upon a shattered glass jar and 4 baby turtles.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's a good way to stay in touch with the channel. And also head on over to www.theoldturtleden.com. It's pretty new. We plan on adding more stuff to it in the near future, but yeah, go check it out. Helps keep the lights on here in the Turtle Den. And once again, thanks for watching.